enjoy this video and enjoy my content. And if you do enjoy this video, then remember to just shortly, it takes just a second, push that like button. And if you want to, subscribe to my channel. But the important thing for me is what I can help you today feel more calm and relaxed. And today, the way I'm going to do that is by trying to eliminate or cure your fear. So we are often afraid of something. We are often afraid of something, and there are many things which can make us feel fear or even panic inside. Maybe you thought a little too much about apocalyptic scenarios, or maybe you just watched a horror movie or a really scary documentary, and this has involved the events of that documentary or that movie has become a little too real to you, even though it's fiction, but it feels a little too real to you. Or it could be more down to the earth kind of fears, more fears of the daily life, like maybe you're afraid of losing your job, maybe you're afraid of just failing in general in life, or maybe you just don't know why you feel fear or dread. Maybe it's just this unexplainable dread and panic inside you what you just can't explain. Or maybe you're afraid you won't get good grades in school. Or what your relationship won't work out the way you want, or what maybe you won't get a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Whatever your fear is, I'm here to help cure it and calm it. Because fear is a very natural part of being human. It lies within us instinctively from ancient times, because that fear kept humans alive. Because if it came anything scary like a big bear or a rivaling tribe, then that fear triggered the fight or flight instinct, in which people either flee to save themselves and those future generations, or fight to save their families. So this is a very natural part of us, but sometimes fear can be very irrational and is not helpful at all. Actually, most often it is not helpful at all. So today I'll calm it by brushing you and by brushing it out of you. Yeah. So I'll brush the fear out of you. And as you can see behind me, I may have a pen box which I may use to just infuse you with positive energies. And I also have a teddy bear, which I thought would just be a little calming and comforting presence in the background. Yeah, it's sort of cute, isn't it? Anyway, now I'll begin by addressing various fears you may have. Various fears you may have. I'll address it. Yeah. So, the first fear I'm going to address is the fear of apocalyptic scenarios. And this is the fears in which you have watched like a horror movie or a scary documentary, or just think a little too much about all things that can go wrong in the world. Now just remember this, most of those fun scenarios are probably not going to happen. No. Sure, sometimes scary scenarios do happen in the world, but as you can see, mostly it always passes and normal times return. And remember what all of those scenarios which you have watched, especially from horror movies, which takes more fictional scenarios, most likely will not happen in reality. The days will remain normal and good, so you don't need to worry too much about them. You know, you just have to think that this is not reality, or at least not my reality, and that I have to live in the reality I belong to and the events we're in, you know. And also know that there is no more than enough courage inside you to deal with these feelings and get them out of the system, which you must, you know. Yeah. Yeah, remember this, remember that. Yeah. other fear we're going to go with is the down-to-earth fears. The fears of daily life, like losing a job or failing at school. Now, I know some in society would say otherwise, but failing is not the end of your life. There will always come new chances. Trust me, I know. Yeah. Yeah, I can take an example from my own life. My time at youth school was not great at all. I was alone, ignored, and I was not good at communicating with other persons. I was thankfully not bullied very much, so there's a blessing here, but it was not good, and because of that, I of course didn't have great grades because I just was not motivated for any schoolwork at all. I was depressed. But what happened in my last year was that I got included into a class with disabilities for the next 4 years, and this turned out to be a blessing. And in that class, I even learned something I never thought I could, with the help of some adults. I learned to swim, and I could never swim before. I could almost not even be in the water. But in those years, I learned to swim, and that showed me that anything is overcomable and achievable if you get the support you need, and if you try. Yeah. So to sort of adapt that to your situation, even if you were to fail with some grades and something, you should never think that this is the end of your life. Because if you're young, then you will have countless other chances. Trust me. I realize that a life for a person with a disability and a life for a person without a disability can be slightly different. But I still stand by my assessment that your last chance is not when you're young. No. So long as you're in good health, your last chance is not when you're young. And even if you aren't to be in good health, even if you aren't in good health, there's still ways to enjoy life and make the best out of it. For example, I actually led a very, very failed project online before I started making these videos, and yet now I'm here making these videos, helping others, and I have people. Sure, it's a small channel, but I have people who are interested in what I do, and I hope I can help. So this shows to me that no matter what, there are always new paths to take, always new ways. Yeah, and of course, you may be afraid of losing a job. If that's the case, I don't think that will be the end of your life either. No, you just can't give up. You must have hope that even if difficult things were to happen, you can come through them. But most likely, you will not lose your job, and most likely, you will do just good or okay at school. More than good enough to get you through life. So don't waste your time worrying, because that does not help. No. And if those situations were to come, then you will handle them, and there will be new chances. Now, if your worry is... I'm so sorry for that. So sorry. Now, if relax and feel calm. Now, if your worry is... Yeah, it just slipped through. If your worry is what you won't get a boyfriend or a girlfriend in your life, then I can calm you there too. There are people who sometimes get boyfriends or girlfriends later in life, but often love will happen at one point in a life or another. And so don't go around thinking that just because I haven't found love when I was young, when I was very young, like in my teens, that means I won't find love, because trust me, there are a lot of people who do not find love in their teens. Actually, more people than you think find loves not before they're in their 20s, perhaps 30s even. More people than you think. It's just that most people don't talk so openly about it, because some people are embarrassed about it. So there are a lot of people who don't talk about it. I have heard of people who are normal and do not have disabilities and who are well into their 20s, who have yet to find love, and they can actually be very attractive persons too. but it's it's so it's not like, hey, I have great looks and a great personality and also I'm guaranteed to find love. There are people who have those things will still struggle to find love. I've heard and encountered a lot of those instances. And because, so love really is like a chance game. No matter who you are, love is almost the most difficult thing to achieve. But love can be achieved, and love actually does usually show up during life if one is patient. And even if love were not to show up, trust me, there will be so many other good events in a life anyway, of other forms. But I believe that even if love were not to show up, there will be other events which could make an individual happy anyway. But I do believe love will show up for you. I do. Yeah. So don't worry about that. No. Now, as for the unexplained panic and dread, that feeling we just have subconsciously we can't explain. Well, that feeling is perfectly normal. I think there's a part inside of us that's sort of prepared because of the pressure of society for what something bad can happen. And sometimes these parts, they just, rather than calm down, they just sort of subconsciously remain there. That's the subconsciously remain there, and because we don't cleanse it, we don't get it cleansed out. It just remains there and builds up and eventually causes panic attacks. What's important to remember is to just use a few moments of your day to feel peace, relaxation and love inside you, and dissolve that stress and anxiety so it doesn't build up inside you and cause you discomfort. And also, just I want to add a note. Remember that sometimes the later you find love in life, often the truer love will be. Because when you're older, you have a little more experience, life experience. And then you're often not, and I'm saying this is the case in all situations, but often you will then have more experience to make a lasting relationship. And it won't just be these short flings, it will actually be something deep and meaningful. Because when you get up to a certain age, for many people, not all, but for many people, deep and meaningful becomes more appealing rather than just short flings. Anyway, the anxiety inside you from which builds up subconsciously can be cleansed out. So that's actually what we're going to do. Going to cleanse out. We're going to cleanse out the energies inside you, the subconscious fear, which is hindering you. We're going to be using these 2 pens to do it. We're going to be using 2 pens to do it. Yeah. So I'm infusing you with good energies, and I'm clearing away subconscious fear, helping you feel better, calmer, less fear, and more happy and good on the inside. Hoping that this will help you so that you can feel better, more relaxed, and more at ease, more at peace with yourself in your days. So, okay. using this teddy bear, brush it, and sort of. Sorry, there was something on the teddy bear. I just had to get it away. We're going to be using this teddy bear, brush it, and yeah. I see it has assembled a little dust, but it's still fine. We're brushing it. We're going to be brushing the teddy bear, and then taking that. We'll brush it very gently, and then we'll be taking that onto your face to sort of infuse the cute and good calming energies of the teddy bear into you. Yeah, he wants you well. He wants to help you. Yeah, so, yeah, no, sorry. So, okay. So, infusing you with positive energies. Remember, you cannot feel calm. You don't have to feel fear or afraid anymore. No, that's not necessary at all. You can trust what good things will happen to you. And even if difficult things will happen, you can overcome them and get through it. And this will help you. You don't have to worry, because you can find your version of success in life. And I'd say that one of the best successes in life is not materialistic or selfish gain, but helping others. That's what makes a life worth it, if you ask me, you know. So, if you help others, and trust me, what will matter? And it doesn't need to be things like, it can just be small things like just giving people a compliment, like just caring for your loved ones. It doesn't need to be these big, huge things. It can be small things. And through it, you gain now companionship and support. And I believe in you. And now I hope you feel more at peace, more relaxed, and more calm. Good. Yeah, just had to brush away that last bits of it. Now, I hope you're feeling better now. And thank you so much for watching.